can turn the world on with a smile. You can take a nothing day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile. Well, it's your girl and you should know it. With each glance and every little movement you show it. Love is all around, don't need to fake it. You can never down, why don't you take it? You're gonna make it after all.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Jodie Emery Show. It's Thursday, February 10th, and I have updates about Marc and some very big news for Canada and our drug law reform efforts here. So first I'll let you know about Marc. He's been feeling pretty depressed for about a week, to be honest, and it's been pretty hard to listen to him, really struggling to not give in to despair. It's challenging to say the least and heartbreaking. So I encourage you all, please keep sending letters and pictures and books and anything else you can within the guidelines by going to freemarc.ca and getting the address there. He could really use some cheering up. It's his 53rd birthday this Sunday, the February 13th, and I'll be able to visit him that day. I'll be with him, so that's kind of nice, but it's still going to be hard for him to celebrate his birthday behind bars. He gave some good news about the Bureau of Prisons and their review of the facility. You know, the prison Marc is in, D. Ray James, opened up in October under a federal contract to hold illegal immigrants and non-American prisoners. So they've been getting $1 million a week to spend on the place, and of course none of the inmates and none of the staff even see any of that money. I don't know where it's going, but they're under a contract to receive that much money, and apparently they've been doing such a poor job, as Marc has well documented, that the Bureau of Prisons has finished their review and have stopped bringing in new inmates into the prison and have started cutting back on hiring and staff hours and working on fixing the problem, because they said the place is not up to par and they've got to improve it before they can continue to operate or receive more prisoners. So that's interesting. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but perhaps all of Marc's writings about the prison have been bringing some attention to what's going on in there, and hopefully what's going on in other prisons as well. Marc also said this frustrating little things, like the prison finally subscribed to a magazine for the Spanish-speaking inmates, and he said it was a lovely magazine. It was full of tons of content with photos and articles that he would even want to read in his training learning how to speak Spanish. So he wanted to enjoy that magazine with everyone else, but the woman in charge of the educational services took a big black marker and wrote DRJCF, the prison initials, on every single page in big letters all the way across the photos and the writing. So it's been completely defaced, and that's just so pointless and heartless, and stupid little petty things like that, all add up, and it would drive people crazy. So Marc is really struggling with the maddening situation he's in, so please continue to do what you can to help bring him home. And good news in the political front is that Bill S-10, the mandatory minimums for marijuana and other drugs, didn't pass the first two times it was introduced because the government brought down Parliament, and we've had years of fighting against this bill in all of its forms. But the great news is that the Liberal Party has decided they will not vote for the bill in Parliament, which means it won't pass because it won't have the support of any of the three opposition parties. So the Conservatives' desire to imprison a bunch of Canadians with mandatory minimums is now on hold, thankfully, to the Liberals. So go to our website, read the articles at cannabisculture.com, and thank a Liberal. We're going to start the Thank a Liberal campaign because we need to let them know that our support is behind them and that Canadian support is behind them, to stand tall and say, no, we will not waste untold billions of dollars on something that is ineffective and will make the problems worse in Canada, as America has proven. So that's great news. I mean, for years we've been struggling to make sure this didn't get passed, and it's been so close so many times. So we're thrilled with this news. Thank you, Liberal leader Michael Ignatieff, and all of the Liberal members of Parliament who will vote no on Bill S-10 and vote yes for sanity when it comes to marijuana laws. Last weekend, as you all knew, I've been promoting it, the CannaMed Fair took place here in Vancouver, and it was a wonderful time. I have to say I was thrilled the whole time. I saw a bunch of pictures and I'm just smiling so huge because it was a beautiful get-together of the community, and just to be able to see so many familiar faces and feel that there's a lot of people fighting for this cause, many that we know and a lot of people I didn't even know, and to put faces to names and to see everyone together was really awesome. We had wonderful music by the Tall Brothers, a great dinner on Friday night. On Saturday we hosted people here at the BC Marijuana Party headquarters and had some music by our awesome Tuesday night jam session leader, Adam Bowen, and Al did not make it. I was going to say he was there, but he didn't make it. But we have fantastic food and people, and it was a great time. So stay tuned for a video I made with Marijuana Man Greg Williams, where I interviewed people who attended and had tables at the event. So be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And one more thing I wanted to show you, just to remind you of how important mail and small things are to prisoners, is that Marc asked me to send him a book on fonts, like different styles of writing and calligraphy and all that. And so I sent one to him that he's been able to share with the inmates who do the cards and all the artwork. So this Valentine's Day card that Marc sent, I showed you in a recent video. The gentleman who does all of the writing only has one style of writing that he can do, and he, it's really beautiful, but he wanted something more to inspire him. So I sent a book, and he was so thrilled. He wrote me back a letter, and it's the most magnificent penmanship. I mean, it's a lost skill to see writing of this style. It's so perfect and fine, and the message itself is really sweet. So I wanted to read it to you. Hello, I am Arta Guerrero. I'm writing hoping that you're in a good health when you receive this letter, and also to thank you for the book that you sent to Marc, because he gave it to me and I was very happy and excited about it. I love to draw and make designs, but always we need something to inspire us. We don't have too many things in this place, so I really appreciate it, and to me it's like a blessing, because I'm from Mexico and my whole family is in Mexico, so I never expect a gift like that, and I was really happy. Thank you so much. God bless you and yours, Jodie. So, that was just really sweet and reminded me just the smallest little things, like a note and a photo, and send some books to Marc of nature and sunsets and mountains and anything beautiful, inspiring, because when they're locked up in that gray concrete steel barbed wire place, month after month, year after year, that kind of life is no life at all. So please send something to brighten up their day. Thanks a lot, everybody. Be sure to continue writing letters to help get Marc home. We need to pressure the Canadian government to approve him. We need to pressure the U.S. government to approve him. So go to freemarc.ca and do everything you can. Free Marc Emery.